It is the next day and I'm just taking a few minutes on the back step to just sit and enjoy the sunshine. And I was just thinking, so here up to about maybe there, I'm not sure, is where the extension is going to be. And it's just good. This is the morning light that we're going to have. It's going to be lovely. And I'm excited to be able to like have my breakfast or my coffee in there, because they say it's supposed to be good for you to have 20 minutes of sunlight in your eyeballs for your cortisol, like, I don't know, is it management or something? Anyway, just to have a few little minutes. So we got word from the builder yesterday that the work is going to be starting in about 2 to 3 weeks, so I'm just like but what I've done today is I have set my alarm. I have just under 2 hours that I'm going to just tackle that corner up there. I'll show you now what I'm going to do. And because I could take my time and be like la 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 la, but I want to finish before lunch. I want to go for my walk. I need to then edit this video and that, because I think tomorrow we're going to be kind of doing more clear outs in the house and stuff. So the pigeon from the previous garden video that I did, he was grand. You could see his wing was like down, like a little bit lower than the other one, but we saw him, there's like a little tree over there just behind the bird bath, and he was able to fly up to that and sit there. And then Mom saw him like go over the fence and stuff, so we haven't seen him in weeks now. So he's I'm presuming he's fine. Because like when we had the seagull couldn't move, so I was able to pick him up that day. But with the pigeon, like every time we went near him, except for the day that I was up the back and I filmed and I saw him there, he would just like go off or like fly off like a little bit. So yeah, and Matthew was so funny. Like he would, when he was here, he was like, how's Pee-Widgie today? So cute. The other thing was, remember this? Remember I saw these crocosmia in there and I was like, oh, have I just cross-pollinated the red and the yellow? No, right behind here my neighbours have some, so they must have like either maybe come under the fence or something. So I could see, I had like a little peek at my window. They have them there, so nothing there. But like, look at a little rose bush. Oh yes, speaking of which, I don't know what type of rose this is, but sorry, let me get out of my own shadow there. We're going to keep that there, and let me just come back here. So out the back door, Mum always does like cuttings of roses. So this cutting here is from our own plant, so you can see it changes colours. So she just like, see like this one here, don't know what that is, but she just sticks it in, hopes for the best. This is a cutting from another rose. I must get her to deadhead them. And look at the gladioli. They're, oh no, that one fell down. Oh, I think they're lovely, very retro. And this is a cutting as well. And then when I was standing making dinner yesterday, I looked out here and I was like, oh, is that what I think it is? Look, the asters are coming out, and I was hoping that we get like a little flush before I'd have to dig them up. Yeah, look, you can see more there. So I think I'm gonna give these like another week or two before, like, I'll dig them up at the very last minute, because just to be able to like enjoy them for as long as we have them there. And then I'm gonna cut all this. I might actually cut all that back today. I leave those, the achilles. I'm gonna look up how to dry them. I just really like the shape. So the mission for today is we're gonna clear out all of like the old stuff in there. You can see the verbenas going over. Yeah, we're gonna just tackle here. This is like the main area that I want to kind of sort out, because fingers crossed, this is where the greenhouse will go. So we have Joanna and Will coming over on the weekend, and I think if the weather's nice, we'll try and use or like harvest some of the sweet corn. Look at my curly kale. Well, that was last week that I dug the other stuff or kind of cut it. But yeah, I'm just going to weed all of here, move these pots around. Like, these need water. There's like a little citrus tree, little olive tree. I want to leave these to the last minute as well, because they're the little sunflowers. But like, look at this, right? So these are the sunflowers that went into the soil that had like, I think, fresh compost or garden manure, I'm not sure. Like, look how big they are and how big the leaves are. And then this Look at this poor little miserable one. It's so cute. But I don't want to like dig. I don't want to cut that up yet, the lavender. I'm gonna go through the tomatoes as well. And yeah, there's things here. Oh, look at that. Sorry, I get so distracted. Like, they're not gonna have any tomatoes like anytime soon. So I'm just gonna, yeah, cut whatever back. I'm gonna then put it on the grass and mow it and then put it into the composter. So that's the mission. And yeah, I'm just gonna do like kind of jobs bit by bit so that it's not really overwhelming. What I have noticed is, look, these are the origeron, and then look at this one. So probably needs to be watered. You know, it feels kind of like moist, but this one gets more sun. So that's interesting, isn't it? I think it is anyway. Look, there's loads of little buds on the honeysuckle. Cute. Anyway, I'm not going to do a garden tour, but yes, this is the tree that the pigeon used to sit on, as you can see. So no microphone on today, so I'm not going to do chats as I'm going along, but yeah, I'm just going to tackle there essentially and weed and get rid of as much as I can. This is just the quickest little montage because how boring is it to watch somebody pull lots of stuff from a veg bed, but stuff like this is really therapeutic because the before and afters always make you feel good and feel accomplished, don't they? And like getting rid of those bamboo sticks, I'm going to put them to the side because do you know what, I've had them for years and they've done me only great. But it was really nice to clear out this veg bed and to then kind of see what's growing, what's not. I love being hands deep in the soil, and look, I'm wearing gloves as well. It's a handy little thing for when you're clearing out the garden. It's just like a plastic bucket from, you can get them like in any of the hardware shops or, you know, like the budget shops. It's only a couple of euro, but it just means I can throw everything in there to keep it out of the way, and then I will, God, there's loads of wasps here, and then I will go over it with the lawnmower, because if I put all that into the composter the way it is, it will just take like a longer time to break down. So bring it over. But what I want to do is, I think this weekend when they're over, we'll harvest those cucumbers. They feel nice and solid. They don't feel like mushy or watery. But I'm going to just test the corn on the cob. Okay, I've just pulled it back. And then what you're supposed to do is get your nail. Hold on, I'll do it on this hand. And then you're supposed to stick your nail in there. And then, okay, so that's like a creamy stuff has come out, and I can't remember what that means. Hold on, I need to look it up. Okay, I just looked it up and it said that if the juice comes out milky, it's ready to harvest. So I think what I'm going to do is just wrap it back up harvesting the weekend when Joanne and Will are over. Because then if I can harvest some of those, that will clear out half of this bed. Do you know, because like in the next couple of weeks, like whatever's not ready, like after this weekend, it's not going to be ready in the next like week or so, do you know? And if I dig them up now, they're not going to be as fresh as they could be, because there's nothing better. It's like tradition now that when people are over for a barbecue, that we all just pick our own corn on the cob and we cook it right away. So that will mean I can get rid of that. We'll harvest cucumbers. Might leave the spring onions to go a little bit longer, and then I can harvest the curly kale. Okay, and we do have like a few more corn on the cobs here as well, that I presume are going to be ready now. Do you remember I just threw in this Amy May just that I'd left for ages? That rhymed. Yeah, at least they're blooming like a little bit, but they should be super tall. And I think I'm going to dig up the foxgloves as well, and like either put them in a border, or maybe I'll put them in pots. But this is so overgrown. I don't know, I probably have to get in the back there, but like I have to wear long socks because when I was out harvesting the potatoes with Matthew the other day, or a couple of weeks ago, I got bitten by a mosquito bite right in my ankle and it was so itchy. Actually, let me clear this out, because this hasn't really done anything this year, because number one, it probably needed more soil, and number two, I packed too much in there, as per usual. Story of my life, because I put in little courgette things, oops, and nothing's really happened to them. I just think they're too packed in there. So that's my lesson learned. But yeah, I think I'll clear that out now. It's low fresh peas, so I'm just after pulling up the whole plant, and now my treat is that I get to eat them. They're perfect. Oh, they're so sweet. I'll leave those for Mum when she comes back home. When I was filming and editing these clips, I had like that little pang of, oh, I'm going to miss these veg beds when they're gone, because when I first started gardening back in 2020, there was nothing here. This was just grass. I had nothing in borders, in veg beds or anything like that, and I invested in a cheap little one. It served me so well, and I feel like I learned lots with it. I'm not going to get rid of the wood just yet, because you never know, I might use it again in the future. And this corner of the garden gets sun for like the morning and most of the day. And when I do go to grow veg again, I probably will put them in like beds kind of close to the greenhouse. But I think getting the greenhouse is just going to make me look at the garden in a whole different way. And next year I'm going to have loads of tomatoes in my greenhouse. I'm so excited. And I think for me, the way forward definitely is with the cherry tomatoes, because they're just really easy. Just to be able to get all these tomatoes off, I'll wait until you see. There's so many, and I did just keep most of the tomatoes there, and we've been eating them like since I filmed this video a couple of weeks ago, and since then we've been going through them. They've been ripening really nicely, and I think next year, if you are new to gardening or if you're thinking about growing tomatoes, definitely do, because I've grown them inside, I've grown them outside, and they do really well. And I think I've said it before, I love pruning tomatoes. Now I know I'm cutting everything off here because I'm just going to get rid of everything. Pruning tomatoes is so therapeutic, and look what you can get out of it. Okay, so we have a mix of ripe and unripened tomatoes, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the unripened ones in a paper, I think I have a paper bag inside with bananas. I have like ripening bananas. I didn't or overripe ones, because that will help them ripen. But I think the other ones, like, they're gonna be so tasty this weekend. So I'm just gonna get rid of all these pots now, so at least when Joanne and Will are over the weekend, we can sit at the table, because I've just been such a bad plant mom, tomato mom. Next year we're gonna have loads more tomatoes. We have so many tomatoes, so I'm going to do the same. I'm going to have those for dinner tonight, I think. I'm going to fry them. They're going to be lovely. So yeah, I'm just going to give these little guys a water. I'll get rid of those tomato plants. And I think next week's job will be starting to tackle here, because fingers crossed, this will be gone. I've just realised that I'm probably not going to need to cut the grass for the rest of the season. I'm not going to, because the garden is going to be destroyed with all the building work. But yeah, I just took everything from my little bucket. If you are doing work in the garden and you don't have one of these little buckets, they're so handy. They're really cheap and get lots of different uses out of them. But I mainly use mine for weeding, or if I need to get rid of pots or kind of go through, like, let's say the potato pots, I kind of empty it in there. So it's a really handy little thing to have in your jardin, because let's be honest, we don't need to be spending loads of money on all the bits when we can be spending it on plants that I'm now pulling out of this container. And actually this container is really handy. I'm going to keep this for sure, and looking forward to now kind of refreshing the soil for next year and figuring out where I'm going to put it. And I think as well, because now there's going to be so much work done in the garden and it's going to be destroyed, having all the pots that we do means that I'm going to still be able to grow lots and not have to worry about committing where to put them, because I'll be able to move all the pots around. I definitely think that a pot like this, I could have had this maybe 2 or 3 years. It was on the more expensive side, but the quality is just unbelievable, and like when I go around it with the strimmer, it doesn't break it. So I'm definitely going to keep that. And yeah, I'm going to keep the woods for the veg beds, because I was like, maybe that long veg bed, I probably won't have space for that, but I can use the wood maybe as shelves in the greenhouse whenever I get it. So I'm trying to think ahead to keep the costs down, says she who is probably going to buy loads of seeds. I'm not going to buy loads of seeds. Don't let me buy seeds. But that's me done. Can't even see. I need to put my sunglasses on. That's me done there for the day. After giving everything a water, and I feel like I accomplished a lot. So I'm just sitting here on the plastic yellow chairs that we've had for ages, and I just want to, like, I should just be in the garden and enjoy rather than doing. And just sit and brainstorm and dream and think different ideas of what I want to do here in the garden. But thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. But I know you have a gorgeous weekend, whatever you're doing, and I'll see you soon.